in Vienna in the 1840s, where women were dying of childbed fever at a terrific rate. In that decade alone, the rates of women's death from childbed fever ranged from 15% to as much as 30% when women were coming to be delivered by doctors in these hospitals. The women were begging for midwives. Some of the women preferred to give birth in the street rather than go into the hospital, where he instructed his students to wash their hands. Their women didn't die. Their death rate dropped to less than 1%. Now, what was interesting to me even at this time, I mean, our teacher wanted us to say, look at the glory of the scientific method. You see a problem, you come up with a hypothesis that might explain it, you test it, and if you're right, you could save lives. But you know, I must have been an incipient social psychologist even then, because to me the interesting question was the response of Semmelweis's fellow doctors. Did they say, "Gracias, Ignace, we are so happy for this information, we can now save the lives of women in labor"? No. No. Actually, they told him he could get lost and take his stupid ideas with him. What do you mean we're killing our patients? Semmelweis problem is a common problem that lives today. In the United States so far to date, more than 250 men who had been convicted of rape or murder have been released when DNA testing clearly showed that they were innocent. Clearly. Did the prosecutors who put them in prison say, "Thank God for this evidence of DNA testing. Now we can correct this terrible miscarriage of justice and moreover find the real guilty person"? Well, no. What they've decided is the guys they put away must have been guilty of something else. Those are bad people, so they didn't commit this crime, they surely committed another crime, and we will just keep them in prison until we're forced to release them. In America, parents of children with autism have formed an organization to protest the use of vaccines, which are given at about the same time that children are diagnosed with autism. And although now 8 international major studies have shown that vaccines are not the reason for autism or other diseases, and in fact that vaccines save thousands and thousands of lives, have these parents said, "Thank you for these incredible studies showing that we were wrong and that we can relax now. We didn't cause our children's autism by giving them a vaccine, and now we can find out the real cause or spend our money on treatment"? No. They've decided the studies are flawed or they're conducted by a conspiracy of the government. What does it take? What does it take? Unmistakable evidence that hand washing, DNA testing, vaccines save lives.